Alright guys, welcome back again to more Steins Gate. I can't believe we made it up to like 70 plus episodes. I believe this is like what, the 77th part? And we're not that close to beating this game yet. We still got like a couple more endings to go through, but so far I am enjoying where this story's taken us so far. Like, keep in mind guys, I used to not like time travel stories. I still don't, but this one, it's grabbing me. I like where it's going, and I want to see how it ends. So if anything else, I hope you all continue to enjoy. Thank you again for all love and support. Let's keep it going. Alright everyone, welcome back again.
でも死ぬのを失敗してそこにメールがラウンダー募集って個人宛てじゃなくて一斉送信の
Isn't that spam? Do the rounders really recruit like that?
私はどうでもよくなってた。だから気づいたら返信してた。そしたら連絡が来たの。FB から。
You know, for someone that claims she can't really speak all that well without her phone, she's doing surprisingly well telling me her life story right now.
それからずっと FB の指示に従ってた。
ずっとこの秋葉に
Moeka shakes her head.
3ヶ月前まで名古屋、その前は横浜、その前は
The Rounder's chief duty is to acquire IBM 5100s. I guess they had her traveling all over Japan digging up info on retro PCs.
これまでに IBN5100 をいくつ見つけた？
一台も。
No results. It sounds like CERN's spending a lot of effort for not much return. I sighed deeply once again.
お前はこの後どうするつもりだ？ただ絶望に打ちひしがれて予定通り自殺するか？抗おうとは思わないのか？
抗う？
Even as I ask the question, I know that for her, rebellion is impossible. This world line has already approved her death. She's in the same situation as Mayuri. No matter what she does, she will die. I know that, and yet I ask the question.
FB はお前を利用し見捨てた。それを認めろ。その上で FB に対してどうしたいと考えているんだ。
Moeka looks down.
利用されていたとしても私の居場所そこしかなかったから初めてだった。生きてきた中で自分が必要とされたこと。 FB が居場所を与えてくれたの。私にその居場所を守るためなら生きがいを与えてくれた FB を守るためなら何だってする。
お前は救いようのないバカだ。
I wouldn't say she's beyond hope. Like I said, you can still recruit her. Like right now, FB probably did throw her aside. You could be the one she can now rely on. I mean, what you do with that, however, is on you. But I feel like she would make a great ally. I mean, personally, I'm still not fond of her after what she did to Mayuri, but still. I mean, if all she wants is a purpose and you don't want her to die, I mean, why not recruit her? I stand up.
だったら依存したまま死んでいけ。お前の死は確定している。だが俺は世界の思い通りになっていいとは思わない。だから徹底的に抗う。
No matter what, I will save Mayuri. Just a little bit more. I can't give up now. It's midnight and Akiba is practically empty. The silence is eerie. There's no sign of anyone near the coin locker. Considering the IBM 5100 size, it couldn't fit in a regular size lockers. She must have put it in one of the 3 large lockers on the right.
使用中
The bottom locker is still in use. Is the IBM 5100 inside? My heart starts pounding in my chest. I feel my face grow hot with excitement. We've been apart for far too long, my partner. But now, only a thin locker door separates us. Is this what love feels like?
自重しよ
I force myself to consider the situation calmly. Is the IBM 5100 really inside? I want to check right this instant. I can't believe I forgot to ask Moeka which locker she used. Should I get a crowbar or something to pry the locker open? If the IBN really is inside and I steal it, what will happen to the world line? I've yet to cancel all of the D-mails, which I thought was the only way to restore the original world line. But now the IBM 5100 is so close, why can't I just reach out and take it? I know how to cancel Moeka's D-mail, so I can always do that if this doesn't work. Let's try it, just to make sure. Doesn't he just have to pay a coin? Or is it like something that has to be addressed to the person that uses that locker? First, I make a quick visit to the lab. Ignoring the complaints of the lab mems who stayed awake in the lab all night, I retrieved the makeshift crowbar from the development room. Then I return to the lockers and thrust the pointed tip of the crowbar into the crack of the door. Just as I begin to pry, a shrill siren shatters the night. I look up to see the red lights of the patrol car coming this way. Their timing couldn't be worse. The police released me after about 30 minutes of scolding. I return to the coin locker and try to pry it open again. Immediately, another patrol car appears. This time, they take me to the police station. I'm stuck in the interrogation room all night getting preached to the policeman. I conclude that this is another effect of attractor field convergence. No matter what I do, I cannot obtain an IBM 5100 on this world line. That is what fate has decreed. I get the police to call my father, and they finally release me. They didn't go so far as to arrest me, but the policeman as well as my father scold me harshly. I act apologetic, but in actuality, their words fall on deaf ears. After my father goes home, I head straight to Moeka's apartment. I tried calling her. I took the opportunity to memorize her phone number yesterday, but she wouldn't pick up at all. Before I get there, I send a mail to Daru asking him to check if the coin locker is still occupied. The door to Moeka's apartment is unlocked. I find Moeka hugging her knees in the corner, just like she was when I first found her.
IBN5100 を入れたのは右下のコインロッカーで合っているか
なぜ
IBN5100 が入る大きさのロッカーはあそこには3つしかなかった。そのうち一番下のみが使用中。
Checked. The big locker in the lower right is in use. What's this about anyway? Don't make me your errand boy so early in the morning, fool. I like this. He's upset.
もしお前が一番下に入れたというなら FB はまだ IBN5100 を回収していないことになる。この意味がわかるか
Moeka frowns.
あそこに貼っていればFB が回収しに来た時に会えるということだ。その発想はなかったか？ラウンダーのくせに冷静さが欠けているぞ、お前。俺は張り込んでみようと思う。お前は？
会ってどうするの？
FB に携帯を借りる。
That's the best way to prevent Moeka from going to Yanabayashi Shrine.
会えない。会う勇気ない。幻滅される。
お前はとっくに幻滅されているか。最初から期待すらされていなかった。
Moeka's face contorts again. I'm being blunt, not only because Moeka is Mayuri's murderer, but also because Moeka's weakness is starting to get on my nerves. Just like Daru's mail said, the locker is still occupied when I get there. I look around and make sure there are no patrol cars. No crowbars this time. I don't feel like getting arrested. I head across the street to Daibiru, hide behind one of its humongous pillars, and begin to stake out. My legs are getting tired. I was going to borrow my Yudi's portable game console, but I decided I didn't need the distraction. Still, it's pretty tough to keep standing like this. I also need to stay inconspicuous. Someone might notice if they see me standing in the same place for hours. I wouldn't want a security guard to give me trouble. I mean, I guess there's not much to worry about that. I've already been here for 7 hours without incident. My legs are numb, so I squat and lean against the pillar. So hungry. I'd love to go get some food, but I can't take my eyes off the locker. Just then, somebody taps me on the shoulder. FB? I try to leap to my feet, but my legs get tangled and I fall over. Moeka's standing there, looking down at me with those glassy eyes.
お前、なんでここに？
私も張り込みを。ダメかな。
なぜ心変わりした？
I stand up and dust off my clothes.
お前は FB とのメールだけの関係に居心地の良さを感じていた。その適度な距離感に依存していたはず。なのになぜ今さら一歩を踏み出そうと思った？
このままじゃ。
Moeka puts her head on her knees. She looks ready to cry. I've seen that expression once before, in her moonlit apartment.
FB からの連絡がなくなったら、私、世界とのつながりが。
断絶されるか。
Moeka nods faintly.
孤独に耐えられないくらい弱いのに FB の命令さえあれば容赦なく人も殺せるとはな。典型的な狂信者だよお前は。
And our cult leader FB abused her weakness before throwing her out like old clothes. It pisses me off. FB's cruelty, Moeka's weakness, I can decide which I hate more. Well, it's because she was weak was why and the reason for FB's need of her. Then Moeka nervously brings out a convenience store bag.
なんだこれは。
Food. Instead of answering, Moeka looks away. I look inside.
おおパックの牛乳とアンパン。
Exactly what you need on a stakeout. There's enough for two.
もしかして差し入れか？
Moeka nods.
よし許可する。お前も張り込みを手伝え。
Now we can take turns watching and we'll also look less suspicious to passersby. The night draws on and still no sign of FB. We nap in 1 hour shifts, but it doesn't help the exhaustion. On top of that, I don't have anyone to talk to. Moeka can't keep a conversation going, so there's nothing I can do to stave off boredom. I went back to the lab to shower just before dawn, but Kurisu, who was working an all-nighter on the time leap machine, just glared at me. The wait finally ends at just after 1 p.m. on the 13th. Someone comes to open the lower right locker. We watch from behind the pillar. It's a nondescript middle-aged man. He's dressed in a new suit, but it hangs rather poorly on him, as if he's not used to wearing it.
あいつが FB か。
Moeka shakes her head firmly.
FB は女性よ。
となると雇われて回収しに来た人間かもしれない。
Or it could be someone from the locker company here to clear it after weeks overdue. That would make us all idiots. Moeka, FB, and me. The man has the key to the locker. He pays the late fee with 100 yen coins and removes the cardboard box with the IBM 5100 inside. The man thought ahead and brought a push cart. He puts the IBM 5100 onto the push cart with a bit of effort and begins walking away.
おうぞ。
The man heads straight for Akihabara Station. Strangely enough, he walks up to an overweight man standing in front of the ticket machine. The overweight man is wearing a t-shirt and has all signs of an otaku. He doesn't seem to have anything in common with the first guy, who looks like an average salaryman. They transfer the IBM 5100 into the overweight man's suitcase. After they exchange a few words, the overweight man enters the station alone. Then the guy Then the guy in the suit leaves.
妙だな。
What's the purpose of that transfer? Is the overweight man FB, or is he just another link in some kind of chain? At any rate, if we keep following the IBN, we should reach FB eventually. We enter the station. The overweight man boards the Yamanote line. We board on the next car and keep watch through the connecting door. It's a weekday afternoon, so there aren't many passengers. 30 minutes later, we arrive at Shinjuku Station. Here, the train sees a sharp increase in passenger traffic.
降りる。
Moaka pulls on my sleeve. The overweight man has slipped into the stream of departing passengers. He's about to exit onto the platform. So it's our turn. We follow him, but due to our slow reaction, we have to push our way through the boarding passengers. The train doors close and it slowly departs. The man starts walking toward the exit. Shinjuku is crowded, so we have to follow close behind or we'll lose him. But then I stop in my tracks. The man is empty-handed. His suitcase is missing. What? He left it in the train? For a second, I think we followed the wrong man, but no, it's definitely him. We watched him the whole time he was on the train. There's no doubt he had the suitcase when the train arrived in Shinjuku. Could he have passed it to someone else in this crowd?
尾行対策か。
He either left it or he passed it during the crowd, so yeah. They know how to lose a tail. He undid the That's clever. Alright, here we go again. I return to the lab and leap an hour back. I find myself inside the train. I know it's bad manners to use my phone in the train, but this is an emergency. Wait, what? It's considered bad manners? Wow. According to the train's display, we're about to leave Otsuka for Ikebukuro, 3 stops at Shinjuku. Moeka is next to me, acting inconspicuous. I peek at the overweight man in the next car.
新宿駅で仕掛けてくるぞ。あの男、降りたと見せかけて荷物を別の人間に受け渡す。さっきはまんまと引っかかった。
さっき。
She's like, how do you know this? Doesn't look like Moeka's caught on yet.
俺は1時間後からタイムリープしてきたんだ。
タイムリープ。
Moeka's eyes widen. The train arrives in Shinjuku on schedule. Just to make sure, I'll have Moeka follow the man when he gets off. Before the door opens, I stealthily move to his car. He still has the suitcase with the IBM 5100.
新宿
The doors open and the passengers spew out. The overweight man leaves too, just like last time. However,
やはり
he left it in the train. He leaves the suitcase on the train, and now passengers from Shinjuku are aboard. Someone walks up to the abandoned suitcase. It's a woman in her 30s, pushing a baby stroller. There's no baby. The woman casually lowers the suitcase into her stroller and sits down. After witnessing that scene, I return to the neighboring car. I need to be careful. These guys are serious about avoiding pursuit. I just noticed the Easter egg here. I don't know what series this is, but that looks interesting. The train starts moving. I contact Moeka so we can regroup later. After that incident, the package swaps couriers like a hot potato, snaking around the tracks that run through Tokyo like a web. I thought FB was the one with the stroller. Guess not. Whenever they give me the slip, I time leap and resume the chase. Finally, the courier and the package get aboard the Hibiya line and return to Akihabara Station where it all began. I recognize the last courier. He's one of the men who raided the lab with Moeka. Dark skin, crew cut, the one who hit me with his gun. The man easily carries the 25-kilo package out of the station. We follow. A car honks its horn. Moeka and I immediately hide. Peering out from cover, I see a white flatbed parked in front of the station. A muscular man hops out of the driver's seat.
Huh?
Are you kidding me? No. I know that face. No, it can't be. I desperately try to organize my thoughts. That's Tenoji Yugo, owner of the Bronze 2 workshop. Mr. Braun. Why? Why is he here? Does this mean he's connected to FB? To the Rounders? Was the Braun 2 workshop just a front for CERN? Is that how he could afford to keep it open? What's going on here? That explains why his daughter would, like, quote-unquote, accidentally kill Moeka on the other world line. What? No. His shop is right below the lab. If he's working for the enemy, then... I shiver at the thought. Stop. Let's not rush to conclusions. He might just be another courier. We watch from a distance. Tennoji takes the suitcase from a crew-cut man and loads it into the back of the seat of his car. Then he gets into the car alone and takes off towards Showadori. I stare after in disbelief. Unbelievable. That is crazy. I never once thought that it would be him. I time leap several hours to before the first man arrived at the coin locker. Then I explained the situation to Moeka. My plan is to get ahead of the package. After killing some time at Starbucks, we rent a car. I don't have a license, so Moeka's driving. We go to the street in front of the roundabout facing Showadori and park near Yodobashi Camera. Now we wait.
緊張しているのか肩に力が入りすぎているぞ。運転歴はどれぐらいだ？
ペーパー。
ペーパーって、ペーパードライバーということか。勘弁してくれ。事故るなよ。
Just don't crash. I'm surprised Moeka has a license in the first place. Apparently FB told her it would come in handy for her rounder work. I have Moeka wait in the car while I keep a lookout on the roundabout. The white station wagon's already stopped there. From the distance, I can clearly see Tennoji in the driver's seat. Nobody else is riding. The crew cut guy should arrive just after 5 p.m. As expected, the crew cut man arrives right on time, effortlessly dragging the suitcase behind him. It feels weird seeing the exact same scene from a different angle. I hurry back to the car where Moeka is waiting.
来るぞ。
The station wagon rolls past us. It takes a left turn at the Showadori intersection toward Okachimachi. Moeka smoothly sets the car in motion. I wonder why Okabe didn't involve his fellow lab members, or at the very least, Kurisu, you know? Finally, we arrive at Tennoji's house in Okachimachi. This is the house where Suzuha lived. Her rusty old mountain bike is still sitting out front. Tennoji brings the IBM 5100 inside. We stop a little farther down the road and keep watch.
どういうこと？ FB はどこ？
あの家に運び込んだことが何を意味するかだ。一時的な保管場所ということなのか、それとも。
Is he FB? Does he know FB? Moeka insists that FB is a woman. So maybe it's Noji's wife, whom I've never met? I have Moeka show me one of FB's mails. Alright, sorry for not being useful. Let's read this. M4, it's true that you're not very good with people, but I think that's just part of what makes you unique and special. Besides, you have no trouble talking to me, do you? Honestly, M4, there's nobody else who works as hard as you do. I'm very thankful for that. I'm glad you joined the Rounders. Even if nobody else values you, I'll always look out for you. Feel free to email me whenever you like. Sounds like a good manipulator. Oh yeah, since you're finally in Nagoya, you should try some of the local delicacies. It's not good for your health to keep eating convenience store food. Or do you not like miso, M4? In any case, a girl your age needs to eat better. I recommend the firm miso stew. Your next mission is to go to Akihabara in Tokyo, so find an apartment in by next week. I deposited a special bonus in your account, so feel free to use it. Talk to you soon. Your mother, FB. She's got a lot of mails archived like this one.
M4 というのが私のコードネーム。
Yeah, I got that.
それも FB がつけてくれた。
Moeka's mailing machine. She sent FB nearly 10 mails a day, but FB replied to every single one. What if, and this is a huge if, what if this dude's daughter is FB? What? Oh! What if she could also time leap, sent her memories to this little girl? If that's even her. And that's why she's disguising herself as a freaking, as the daughter of Tennoji. Or, oh, yeah, that's one of them. That could be it. Oh, that little girl. That sly little kid. You'd have to be a saint to reply to all those emails. No wonder Moeka was so dependent on FB.
今度はここで張り込みだな。
I have Dadu set up a wireless infrared camera on the telephone pole down the street. We park a couple of blocks away and watch the video feed. The next day, Tennoji goes to work on his moped like usual. He returns after sunset. There's no sign of his daughter, Nae, or his wife. Yeah, it might be Nae, I'm thinking. Something finally happens early Sunday morning. Just before 3 a.m., 6 people show up at Tennoji's house.
あれは
It's dark, but I recognize them. They're the rounders who raided the lab with Moeka. Moeka doesn't show much of a reaction. I thought she knew them. I asked, but she says she's never met them before. It looks like this Worldline's Moeka has been cut off completely. Were they done with her once she found them in IBN 5100? Tennoji comes outside and loads the IBM 5100 into the station wagon. Then the 6 men get in and drive away. Tennoji sees them off, then goes back inside his house.
今度はどこへ
I'm interested in Tennoji's story, but the IBM 5100 will lead us to FB. We decide to follow the station wagon. That might put my theory to kaput, but we'll see. The pursuit ends at Narita International Airport. The 6 men, IBM 5100 in tow, board a plane headed for France? God. CERN's home country. What does this mean?
天王寺の妻が FB の可能性がある。
Since there's been no sign of FB this far, she must be an extremely cautious individual, but the evidence suggests only one possibility. On Worldline Alpha 1, Moeka's men attacked the night the time the machine was completed. Their timing was perfect. It makes sense if you assume that Tennoji is closely linked to FB. He was right downstairs the whole time we were discussing our plans. FB knew exactly what we were up to. We were dancing to her tune all... Oh, maybe it doesn't. Because his daughter was probably with him that time too. When we get back to Akiba, Moeka and I start walking toward Tennoji's house. But on the way, I get an angry call from Kurisu demanding an update, so I decide to take care of that first. Kurisu sighs when she sees me.
あんたね、少しは連絡したらどうなの？
ずっと立て込んでいたのだ。
立て込んでたね。
Kurisu glances at Moeka.
もしかして心配していたのか？
私じゃないわよ。私は別にあんたがどこで何をしてようが知ったことじゃないけど。ただ、まゆりはすごく心配してた。見てて痛々しいぐらいにね。せめてあの子にだけは連絡してあげなさいよ。
Now that she mentions it, it feels like I haven't talked to Mayuri in forever.
すべてはまゆりを救うため。敵の正体がもうすぐ分かりそうなんだよ。
というか、敵って？
Kurisu glances at Moeka again. Moeka is completely expressionless. She's lightly kicking the dirt in boredom. She hasn't used her phone once since we began to search for FB.
彼女は敵じゃないの？
敵だが真実を求めるため協調体制をとっている。
まゆりを殺す人なんでしょ？
そうだ。
However, Moeka is just a pawn, and one that no longer poses a threat. To save Mayuri, I need to capture the king. Well, the king's cell phone.
まあいい。それでこれからどこか行くんでしょ？私もついていく。
Finally. Alright guys, I'm going to end the video here for today. Thank you all for watching. When we come back, we're finally going to see what the plan is and how they're going to go about it at long last.